the young guy is off to a blazing start, leaving the old guys in the dust. All right, so what we did last week, we set up Homebrew, we installed that, so that allowed us to do installations of various GitHub. You can pull anything off of GitHub and do an install on it. And so that's what we did. We installed JSON server, which we downloaded as a zip file and decompressed it and then placed it in, I put it in my documents folder. I think most of you guys put it on your desktop. But it should be, once you unzip it, you should have like a JSON server master directory folder. So you need to open up a terminal prompt.
That's the part I don't know.
Yeah, so if you just go to your launch pad, your rocket ship, and then the, let's see, the utilities, I think it is. Maybe it's an other. It's an other. There's a terminal window.
I got the terminal window, but I can't. How do you DIR to see what it's listed?
You need to do a, well, PWD is the working directory, present working directory. You can do a CD, just like you do in a Windows command prompt. CD changes directories.
Yeah, but I typed it in and it wouldn't.
I want to go to CD desktop, don't I?
There, I'm in desktop. Okay.
And then you need to get into that JSON-server-master folder, wherever you got that. If you have, probably have that right off of your desktop.
Yep, and then that's the one we want to run.
Okay, now I'm in.
And then the command is JSON-server. So it's JSON-server space -- watch db.json, I believe it is. Oh, I think it's JSON server. Let me see. I can just copy and paste it up here. JSON-server.
I got something that's not right.
Command cannot be found.
Yeah, it's probably not typed correctly.
Thanks.
Yep. There it is. So it's JSON-server space -- watch space db.json.
DB space station.
And if it says it's watching, we're good.
Yep.
Yes.
Hi.
Had enough of this.
Creepy.
Yeah, they could use just about any other terminology other than watching with an ellipsis.
Creepy.
So what it's really doing is it's looking on port 3000 off of localhost, and it's got different routes. It's got a post route, a comments route, and a profile route. I'm not going to worry about the comments or profiles. So the post route is the one that we're working with. I'm going to do a get command. So I'm going to go postman. I have postman open. And postman does a nice little job of retaining history of your commands. So if you open it up, it should have a history, and you can go back and actually look at your collection of stuff.
How do I find Postman?
If you just go up to the spot, the watch, the search glass, and just type in Postman in your Spotlight search.
So creepy.
That's just Apple. Everything about it's creepy.
And which one do you want us to go into for the search then? The April 19th, which one?
Oh, whichever one. All you need to do is do a get on HTTP localhost :3000/post.
Okay.
And if you do a send, you should get back what was in the database by default. Actually, I think I put this one in here.
We did the Predator and the...
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that class.
Yeah. So, good. What we'll probably do, because we don't want to have, when we go to do a post and then do a get to get our post back, we don't want to get something that doesn't conform to our data structure. So this guy, the first post that's in there that they set up for us, that's going to break our code. So we're going to probably want to get rid of it. So what I'm going to do is you can go, part of the route is to append an ID. So at the end of this is ID 1. I'm going to put an ID 1 at the end of my route up here, and then change my get to a delete. I'm going to delete that first post so that we have clean data in there.
Could we do a change?
Posts in there?
You could do a change, but I mean, you could do a patch.
And it's .1?
Pardon?
/1, isn't it?
/1. Body, we don't actually need a body for this. This is a delete command. All right, headers, good.
Mine's gone.
that. Oh, that's okay. That was a return. All right. So, yeah, if you just do a delete, change that to 1, and do a send, and I got a 200 OK. So now I'm going to go back and do my get. Do a send, and now we just have the one predator in there. So we could probably, I mean, and we can add another one manually, but we'll do this using our code instead of doing it manually. All right, so we're at the starting point where we're ready to continue on our merry way. We want to open up a project from last week. I don't remember what we call it, Postmaster.
Real quick code.
Okay, so let's see, we have a make a post. So we created a postman.swift. That was the file we're using to do our post stuff. So that looks good. And then our view controller, we have outlets for our text fields. We have an IB action set up for our button save pressed. Okay, so good. All right, so now what we want to do, next we're going to do is as part of our save, we need to create a dictionary of our text, our objects that we're going to send up to the server. So are you guys all at this point right now?
Yes.
All right. So next thing I'm going to do is create a function. I'm going to call this make dictionary.
So you're under the view did load
Yeah.
TV post. Weird. Okay.
I'm going to call it make dictionary, and then this guy is going to return a dictionary. Dictionary of type keyed with a string and any, like that. No, not any dot element. God, I hate when they do that. All right, like that. You get it? With authority. It is now. All right. So what we're going to do is in our storyboard we have our handy dandy little UI set up to capture information about these movies. Oh, whenever it loads. Alright, so there they are. So we have these 4 text fields. We're going to hit save. Then we have this guy, which it looks like we also created an outlet for. So this is a text view, so multi-line text display that we're going to use to pull the movies back down once we hit the save button to display what's in the database. So going back into our view controller. All right, so I'm going to create a variable in here in my make dictionary. Dictionary fields is a dictionary of type string any.
Wow, I cannot spell.
Like that. Construct a dictionary. And then we're going to just set values in there. So D fields ID, which is we need for the database. Oops. If I could type. All right, we're going to need a value to put in there. So we're going to need to have an incrementing value. So up at the top of our class, I'm going to create a variable index value int equals, let's start with 5. And we'll say that this guy's equal to index value plus 1, so increment it every time. And then we'll also index value plus equals 1, so it's indexed for the next time. Then D fields title. Let me make sure these are right. So you have title, company. For whatever reason, I capitalized company, year, and address. They are case sensitive. They need to match. So I'll just have to remember those guys are capitalized. Title is not. Title equals txt title dot text. I'm not doing, I mean, we're not doing any data validation here, so if there's an empty text field or something like that, it's just gonna set it to empty. That's just the way it is. Year.
Capital year.
You think you're right. They were all capitalized, weren't they? Other than title. Good catch. One for the old timer. Yep. Actually, I should do them in order. I'm gonna do company next.
Still capital.
Yep. Equals txt company.text. And then finally we have actor. Then we just have to return that guy. And boom, now we have our method to create the dictionary. And now, if we look at our postman.swift file, cleverly enough, this guy takes as input, when we do a make a post, it takes as input a dictionary of string any, which is what we just created.
What do we return there? D fields?
D fields, yep.
Just don't say
Yeah, I know. So this video is going to be interesting. Just hear this D fields in the background.
Jeez, Glenn.
Oh, I think they'll know. All right, so button save pressed. So now that we have our make dictionary method, we can go ahead and call that guy. So we can create a variable at D fields again, because Adam just really likes it. And declare the type to dictionary string any equals make dictionary. And let's create a class variable for our postman up here. Double extra space, bar postman with lowercase p. Just like that. That's our postman guy. That's going to do the actual posting. All right. We have our fields. Now we just need to.
Just double checking, we capitalized company, year, and actor's title not supposed to be capitalized.
That's right. We need to check.
Yes, it does. It depends on what you want.
So we need to check and see if postman is null. And we can create them. And then we just call postman dot make a post, passing in our D fields. D fields. Now, this is an asynchronous call, which means it's going to run, it's going to fire it off. It's called fire and forget. So we're going to need a method of knowing when it is done doing its dirty work in the background. So what we're going to do, as you guys might remember when we set this up before, when we were doing the get part of this stuff, we're calling in store data. We use it's called the Grand Central Dispatch, which is built into iOS, and the mechanism that uses that Grand Central Dispatch is the notification center. So in our view did load up here, we are going to set up an observer. We're going to make this view controller an observer that's, once again, looking for, it's stalking, waiting for a message to come through. And then when it receives that message, then it can do something with it. So what we can do is this. Let's say notification center dot default dot add observer. And that adds an observer.
Which one?
And trying to figure out which one. I think the very top one is the one we're going to use. Yep, we need the observer. Observer is us, so it's self. Selector, so let's just create a dummy function so that this is easier to do for us. Func. Let's see, post data received. And now up here in our selector, we can say pound selector, and the method is view controller dot post data received. Oops. So now we need to come up with a notification name. I'm just going to say data received. Object is nil. We're not going to pass an object back. We just need the.
How did you get the view controller?
We had to create this function.
Yeah, my IntelliSense died, so I apologize.
Oh, that's right. Once that's created, then this stuff just pops up for you. Once you hit the pound selector, the IntelliSense normally would pop up, you know, a method signature, and then you just hit enter, and then you can type this stuff in.
Yeah,
But if your IntelliSense isn't working, I'm sure it didn't do that.
I have lots of errors.
Doesn't like my data received.
You have to use raw
value
value, yeah. Which it doesn't do but automatically. So
That's weird. I still have error messages all over God's world. Like I have an error message on function post data received.
Do you have an error on this? Is it possibly get the curly brackets mismatched or something? So it's
No, I'm just gonna clear here.
It's an empty function.
yeah. It's just there as a skeleton right now, so so that we could create this selector.
Got it. Okay, sorry.
No, that's no problem. Okay, so now in this guy, what we can do is we can say, all right, so what happens is this is going to come in, the postman's going to get do the post. If it's successful, it'll get a response back from our server indicating it was successful with some JSON response, probably basically what we posted. I think it just returns to us. And then we can take that and do something with it, but we will need to do this on the main UI thread. Because if we don't do it on the UI thread, like this right now, when it gets this message, when it calls this is a callback method, the postman's going to call this, and it's not going to be on the main thread. And if whatever we do with our user interface, if we don't do it on the main user interface thread, you're not going to see anything. It's really stupid. It just kind of swallows it. So what we need to do is get a hold of the main thread queue, which is done by calling dispatch. Let's see, dispatch queue.
QoS.
Q is in the word.
Q is in the queue, word QUE
To fields.
dot default. No, I'm sorry, not dispatch queue. Dispatch queue dot main in this case. That gets us the main thread, and then we call async on it, and we want the code one. All right. So in here, we need to call unowned self so that that tells it what context to run in. Really goofy syntax, I know. And then we do in.
Design these things.
Guys that don't have guys that have a lot of time on their hands and not much of a social life.
Smarter guys than me.
It's like they're unmarried guys.
Yeah, these guys are almost universally not married, and probably won't be anytime soon. Okay, so we got the async queue. What we're going to do is say self dot txt movies, is it? What did we call that thing? I thought it was.
Posts.
Is it txt posts? All right.
TV post is the text feed.
Oh, it's TV.
TV.
Just TV posts is what I have.
Yeah. First, I'm going to empty it out because it's got garbage in it right now. We don't want to keep appending stuff on it. We want to. So we empty it out, and then we can say, all right. So right now we can't really say anything because we don't have our data formatted the way we want to display it. So we'll just say self. In fact, let's do this. Instead of clearing it out, let's just say post successful. Like that. All right, now there's one piece missing from this yet. We have to do the postman part that lets the view controller know that it finished getting data. So we're going to need to do a NS notification center post. Let's see here. All right, so down here after this guy, this is in the postman.swift file now. We are going to inform our view controller that we get that our post worked and everything's all good. So we can create a notification. First thing we do is create a NS notification. This notification equals NS notification. And we want to have the name. Yeah, that guy right there. Third one down. Name is going to be, we'll have to use the raw value, I think. Raw value. Data received. Object is known. And it doesn't like it. Why does it not like that?
It was dot name.
Yeah, it is. It's NS notification dot name. Here is where we have to put that.
It went right before. I was just looking at the last one we did.
There. Okay, now we can call the notification center. Actually, it's not NS, it's just notification center. default post. This
I got
note.
an error on that line.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna add a new line there.
I want some weird. I've got it, forgotten something here. Oh, that's what it is.
All right, so I don't think we've actually run this through yet. So there's a lot of points of pain
Can you go
here.
back to that real quick? Let this notification. I've got to find it.
Give me a second to catch up.
How come you just not doing what I'm doing? And this notification. Oh, I've got a dot. There it is. Okay.
All right.
Any plan?
No, I gotta grab one more line here.
These old eyes.
We all need our cage.
Yeah, the old guys are more heavily represented tonight. Especially if you lump me into that group, then we're really heavily represented. All right, so we haven't run this yet, so
I'm still getting an error here. Give me just a quick second to verify.
There you go. Did you miss?
We're good.
Good. Go.
okay. So now that we have this all quoted, I don't think we've actually run this through. So I'm going to put a breakpoint here. I'm pretty confident our dictionary creation will work just fine, but we need to step through this make a post to make sure this guy's working right. And then we can also put a breakpoint in the post data received.
It failed.
You ran it?
It goes on the function post data. Expected week unknown or no specific capture list. And the dispatch queue.main async.
What did you do?
I don't know. Mine failed on the function post data received, if I can see it.
Did it build okay or not?
No, it didn't even build.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, is your build. Okay.
Mine built okay.
That's why I was gonna get that code to the function post data received. Dispatch queue.main sync. It's gotta be there. Unknown cell.
Do you have async or sync?
Async.
Okay.
TV post.text. Yeah, it's failing there, so let me go clean it right now. Yeah, it fails each time. Why? So when I call the function, completed load. You do have enough curly brackets. Yeah, there's enough curly brackets there. It doesn't link this dispatch queue.main. Async. Unknown self in self t.
Yeah, this is supposed to be unowned, not unknown.
Unowned.
It's unknown.
No wonder. It's like you don't even know what it is. How am I supposed to know?
Alright, well mine loaded to the
You know, it
main
probably is gonna make
screen.
a little bit of a difference.
Am I supposed to hit?
That's one of those wonderful typing things where it's almost, you just don't see it either.
Right. So you need to enter some data once you're here.
That's awesome.
Finding Dory?
I got the Martian. I have no idea. Metro Golden Mirror.
So are you gonna make an assignment off of this yet too?
I already made an assignment.
Off this project we're doing, the stuff we're doing today?
No. Matt Damon. Okay, click on the save. We're in the Postman.
Where did you put that? What year did you put that as?
2016. I think I was either 2016 or
Who was
2017.
the actor you put?
Matt Damon.
Just push the button.
Yeah, just hit save.
I've just called mine button.
You forgot to.
I forgot to call it save. I did. I'm like,
Alright.
that's kind of weird. It's just.
Mine broke at breakpoint.
That's a good thing. I gotta go change this to the big button. It's awesome.
Uh-oh, I got an error. Oh, I think I know why. We have to set our transport security.
What'd you get in?
In my data equals data,
Oh,
so I didn't,
So
it
we gotta go
didn't.
to the transport security in the listing.
I'm
Yep.
back to the main screen again.
Yeah, it probably would, because it just returns out of there if you get an error.
So it's app. What is it again?
It's NS App Transport Security.
You know, when I was at home, as soon as I typed NS app, it pre-filled the whole thing for me. I didn't have to type it all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
You're lucky.
It also made me update this thing. And it kept it all separate too.
So what are you doing?
You go into your info.p list, and then you need to add in setting in there NS App Transport Security.
If you start tapping app transport, it actually will grab it all.
Does it?
Yes, it did.
Mine didn't.
At home it did at least.
And then once that's in there, then you need to expand it. So drill down and click on the plus,
And yes.
set arbitrary loads to yes, and then you should be able to call the JSON server.
Reload it again.
Yeah.
Hold on. So under information property list, we hit the plus sign
Yes.
and you type NS.
Well, just start trying to type with the app space.
Yeah, you can try the Atom special. Just
Yeah,
try
try
typing.
app space T, and it pulled up at home every time.
Got it.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it's actually preloaded now, or it wasn't.
Wow, Apple, maybe that was a bug fix. All right, so then with that, you just click on it so that the triangle's facing downward next to it, and then click on the little plus sign next to it
Got it.
to add, and then it should say allow arbitrary loads. You want to select that and change the value from no to yes.
And we're gonna enter it again. What is it called?
What's that?
The other one wouldn't have saved then, would it have? Into our
No,
database.
no, it
So we
didn't.
have to do it again, so it's
It
called.
failed, so you got to do it again.
Was it
I used The Martian as the movie.
Gold? Mirror.
I have no idea who the company was, but I'm just going
I'm
to
just
use
gonna use the same stuff we did the last time.
title.
Mine didn't auto
2016.
load me.
Yeah, mine doesn't have a, what's it called?
Add arbitrary loads or
Yeah.
Allow arbitrary loads, yeah.
Do we
Well,
have
hold on,
that
that's
in
because
as
you
well?
gotta hit the arrow. Hit the arrow,
I
now go
do.
hit the plus sign, now go back up,
You get rid of this.
now hit the plus sign. Perfect. Oh, I almost got to Isaiah, I almost got there.
That's
Next time I gotta be like,
that's like the prize, yeah. You'll just have to like whisper to over there.
almost got there.
All right, so I'm back where I was. See if it succeeds this time, and it does. No error. Get the response JSON, and it looks like
Most successful.
yep, everything is good. So now I'm going to hit continue and see if I hit my other breakpoint, which it does.
Oh, so I gotta put this stuff in.
And it added a post into my stuff, into the server.
And post successful. All right. Yep. Then so if you want to post man, you should be able to do a get and see both of them. So we have Predator and we have the Martian.
Why am I getting posts? There we go. ID number 6. It pre-filled an automatic ID for us because the first 5 were filled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because remember we set the index to 5.
Okay, so
Having both the controllers. I don't know it's right, but it works.
I'm going to stop it. First thing I'm going to do though is bump up this value. Because now, next time we restart it, this only works well while it's running. Now our postman who does the post can also pull down the data and display it. Because right now all we're doing in our list thing is, or in our text view, is just saying post successful, but we can actually show a listing of what they are and format it so it looks halfway decent. And then you could actually like use this for your own home entertainment type repository or something. Do you have a personal? Was that you that was setting up a server at home?
I use the Plex server, so
Because you could download JSON server, set it up, run it, and then if you can hit that as a URL, you could actually create your own like movie listing service or something like that. Or
Plex does that nicely for me, so I don't have to do it.
yeah, I know it does, but you could actually create your own Plex that's better and more personalized to your own desires and stuff like that, and market it yourself. But that's fine. That's fine.
That would require hours of time.
Yes, it would. But people that do
Coaching
stuff
four
like that,
baseball teams are 4 nights a week.
people that do stuff like that and do it well make a lot of money. Okay, so back in our postman guy.
Are you making a homework assignment off of what we're doing though now? This
No,
postman stuff?
there are now
Last
4.
one is posted, right?
Yes, it is.
I'm getting nervous because I have not put down number 3 and we have number 4 yet to start. We make a 5th, we only have 3 weeks left.
No,
You're
there.
gonna see me break the house.
Adam, did I not tell you the last time that there were 4 assignments?
Yeah, but you can change your mind. You're the teacher.
I'm not like yes, but I'm not like that. That sounds like a squeaky old guy.
We have 3 old guys here today.
I'm like, what's that noise, buddy?
All right, I'm making a variable here in my postman class.
So underneath the tasks, resume the postman.
Yeah, underneath so this is like a class variable I'm just sticking here. You can have a class variable, it doesn't have to be at the top of your class. Sometimes it's better to do it that way though for readability, but probably no one else is ever going to read this but us, so I'm just going to put it here so it's readily viewable, except it doesn't like something about it.
You forgot your closing bracket.
Oh yeah, I did, yeah, okay.
Oh, jeez, and I copied him. Great.
Well, then just copy my fix right away. So, all right, I'm going to call this get movies. This function, and we need the endpoint here. Actually, I'm going to just make this guy global. I'll put it up here so I can get at it.
You took the URL and put it in global.
Yeah.
What did you do? The URL?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
function make a post, put the let URL and make that a global variable on the top.
Just moving it, or do you have to do something?
No, I just moved it up here. That's all I'm doing with it. Okay, so I got the URL. So now down here, we can create, actually I think we can borrow some of our code from this other method. We can borrow the URL request, and that's probably about it though. Copy that and paste it down here. And from that point on, the rest of it is a little different between a get and a post. So with a get, what we're going to do is create a URL session. URL session.shared. And then the rest of it, we just call right away. We can make a call to our server, say let task equals session.DataTask.
With URL.
Yep, with URL, actually with our request guy. And then closing paren, And then we have our goofy data, comma, response, comma, error in syntax.
Why do you do this to me?
All right. So now we need to do the, oh, I must be missing a curly here, this guy. Now we need to do our goofy guard syntax. We need to guard and see if the error, we're going to say error, oops, equals nil, which hopefully it is. That means it's we didn't have an error. Else. Print the error. If I could type. Print the error off. And then return from our method. And then we need to see if we have response data. So this code is real similar to any URL request you ever make. You probably have like a little library that just does this, and then just reuse it. But response data equals data else. Oops. Print an error with data. What does it not like about this? Oh, there we go. All right. It's amazing how much slower these machines are. All right, so now we're at the point where we can actually pull our data out now that we've gotten past the whole error handling bit. We can say guard let movies equals try. This is a try catch method. JSON serial ization. What is it not like?
The beat.
Yeah, no, it's nice, but no, it's not. Version from throwing function of type.
Mine's breaking up above too.
Yeah. Session.DataTask.
Doesn't like the data response error.
Yeah. Data response error in. It should be okay. So with URL in.
On the other one we did guard data equals data, the comma error is equal to nil.
Yeah, that's
we
what.
didn't do a guard
that's what-
builder. We just did in without the guard word.
Really?
You look up above in the URL session.
Yeah. I think you're supposed to have that wrapped in a guard though. Let me see what it says here again. Throwing function of type throws to non-throwing function of type. It could just be one of these deals where Apple's getting a little bit anxious and we just need to finish coding it too. I'm guessing because this should.
Well, they have the guard in front of the let.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
the
wait,
guard
yeah.
let task. rather
No,
than-
the guard error. This should just be guard error.
No, up above.
Yeah.
In the previous one, they had guard let task, and then we did the rest of it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
He's got guard let data equal data, and then error equals nil. Do we need the data in there?
Guard error equals nil.
I'm just looking at the previous one.
Yeah, actually, let me, yeah, that's a good idea. I should just probably copy the previous one. Might be the easiest thing to do.
The let task, when you have it just a little bit up.
Let's see, store loader. This guy should work.
Oh, no, you have one in this example just above.
Yeah, but that is a post example.
Oh. But wouldn't the data response error be the same?
Not necessarily.
It doesn't fix it.
Receive store data. Okay, so with URL request, data error in. This looks identical to what I got, but I'm going to go ahead and copy the first part of this.
Oh, God, this thing's so slow.
So it starts with let task equals
Oh,
session.
mine cleared up
data
when I
task.
did it.
Needed what?
I went let task is equal to session data task. Oh no, there it came back.
Nope, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna fix it. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this stuff from the store locator. Put that in here. Okay.
Request, it's called request instead of URL request.
Yeah.
And guard error.
It didn't change it for you if you
Yeah, it's still got the invalid conversion. So I suspect that what it is we need to continue on with it because we haven't gotten down to the throws part. So
I put a question mark after try and it took care of that problem up above.
did it?
Yes. In the try JSON.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Right
guy
You
down
put a
here.
question mark there, the top one goes away.
After the try?
Yeah, that worked. For mine.
Huh.
Well, the bottom one right there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I've got.
Interesting. All right.
Interesting.
So this should be JSON object with data, yada, yada, yada. And the data is going to be response data. And the options can just be an empty array. Actually like this. Closing paren. And then as array of dictionaries of string comma any. Else all right. So in the else block we just print another error error converting JSON return. All right, now I suspect we have some. Oh, I guess it's all right. I thought we had curly brace mismatching, but I guess we don't. All right. Now we have our movie dictionaries. So what I'm going to do, this guy is global. So this is visible outside of this class. So I'm going to save off our data that we got into that variable. So we can say self.movie dictionaries equals movies. And then we can see what it looks like.
Mine didn't like
Maybe a data type.
that. Oh, it still doesn't like movies.
Do you have the
Yeah, that's
as?
green.
Do you have the as? This guy.
Which has?
This.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the error you get?
One second. I need to finish that thing.
Oh my lord, I can't spell.
It
Okay.
Not sure why. Nope, now I've got a problem at the top.
Maybe just clean it real quick.
Sometimes that does the trick, yeah.
Let's see if my build works here.
I had to take the question mark off of the movie dictionaries.
Mine succeeded with the build.
Okay, so we're not quite done yet though, and also we want to put a catch handler. Really should probably wrap this whole thing in a do. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the right way to do this, so in case there is an error, we can catch it. We can say do here.
How far? Let's see here.
So it's right above the guard let movies equals try JSON serialization, blah, blah, blah. Put a do with an opening curly, and then down here, I'm going to tab this stuff in. So down here, make a closing break curly for the do, and then put a catch after that. And print no deserialization for you.
Serialization for you. Oh, super.
Yeah. Love Seinfeld. Man, I miss Seinfeld. Alright, so
That episode is pretty funny.
yeah, it's one of the classics. Alright, now what we can do is after we get the self.movie dictionaries, we set that variable, we can do our notification center call. So I'm going to pull this guy out of here, this notification center thing, and put it down below.
Oh, select this notification.
Yeah, the notification stuff.
We're gonna
I'm taking it out of the post and I'm putting it down here in the get. Down here after the movie set.
okay.
And then up here in our post, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the post, and then after the post is pretty much successful, we can make a call to get movies. So after this guy here, this lets us know that everything was good. We can call get movies.
Did you cut that out?
Yes.
Yep.
Which did you cut? This notification, and you put it down below?
Yeah, I took the notification stuff out of the post method and put it down in the get method we just created. And then I took, I added the get movies call to in this if block here, so that once we've made the successful post, we can do a get.
Okay.
And then we'll have one other change we need to do back in our view controller. So right now, all we're doing in our view controller when we get that notification that everything worked is just saying, hey, it was successful. So now instead of this, we can loop through. We have access to that postman variable, so we can get at the postman's movies. So we can say is for, well, first of all, let's do the txt, or I'm sorry, it was TV posts.text. It's empty, we empty it out, and then we're going to append each one of the movies. So we say for, it probably wants a question mark, whatever, or self, okay. So yeah, I put the self in front of it because we're in a dispatch queue. So now we can say for movie in, let's put this in parentheses, self dot postman dot movie dictionaries. And we might need this. I think we might need an exclamation point.
Yep.
All right. For movie and postman.movie dictionaries, we can go ahead and say dot TV posts dot text dot append. So we're going to append formatted information to it. You can say company and colon, and then say
Would you text append a capital append?
it's probably a lowercase. You're probably right.
Lowercase gives me a blue.
Append company inside here. After company, we're going to say movie, and company was capitalized, right? Let's see, and then after.
Another quote.
No, we're not done yet. Now we can say title. And actually, yeah, okay, so that's correct. Title, and that will be backslash movie. This is lowercase. And then after the title, we can say, oh, that should be good for now. We can just have those two in tabbed, kind of like a tabbed format. And then the last thing we want to do after this is put a new line character. So we start a new line in the text field or in the text view. And as string that.
Yeah, I got some errors.
That's a lot of syntax. So yeah.
TV post didn't even like that first one.
Which one?
Yeah, but hold on.
I don't have any others. I have a
Yeah, if you get one thing wrong, it'll just light up.
few. You need help?
Dip. The movie is self-post with a bracket. 3 brackets in between. South.tv. They did like TD post for whatever reason, not text.
Did you call yours something different?
Doesn't like the pen is the problem.
Oh.
I'm getting quotes from the movie, or not quotes, friends around the movie there.
Is that what I'm missing right here?
On there, and then one at the end of the title, at the end. And then do your /n quote.
Which I've got here.
Okay,
Company, it's gotta be one of these
I think
things.
you're missing
There's a quote here, there's a quote, that's gotta be my string. No,
no.
I'm missing a quote.
No,
I see.
no, you're not.
Go,
It's
go,
at
go.
the end of- it's at the end of N.
Unterminated string variable.
Yeah, that would be you're missing a quote. Yeah,
There one at
there's to be one at the very end after the new line character.
See, I'm missing one bracket, and then once I find that bracket, it'll fix the whole problem, I just gotta figure out what it is. Text append. There's company, colon, / movie,
And I'm going to put exclamation points after these guys too.
and a bracket, exclamation. There's one more, we need one more here. According to that, I do.
He's only got one.
He's got one here, one there.
Yeah.
One in Rochelle.
Oh, you didn't have one there?
Bracket and a string. Bracket.
Did you get it?
No, he's missing a bracket somewhere still. I got unknown self this time. Self.tv post dot text equal to the empty string. Movie in bracket self.postman because the direction is this with the bracket. Self.tv post dot text dot append.
You need a quote at the end of that.
Can you backspace up on that, right after the slash new line?
This one?
Yeah. Okay, space, new line, string.
So it's the unstring terminated literal string. Somewhere here missing something.
Click and see if it'll correct it for you.
It's asking you to put one of those.
Oh, God. Alright.
It's like it's asking for something I don't want to put it in.
Dictionaries, append,
TV post. That's when I put this append in, it doesn't like the append.
yeah.
So it's asking for this stuff here. Is it an evil?
Mm-hmm.
I use the top one.
This one?
It's that one there, yeah. But you need to delete what it just inserted there.
You can put all this.
No, don't delete that.
Don't be breaking.
I mean, just delete that, yeah, and then delete
My
the
other
closing
one's still
current,
broken. This one,
and delete one more
it doesn't
parenthesis.
like my catch.
There.
I don't know why.
Still it's
Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with it. Or TV post, text.
Um,
and-
Give me a second and
I'm missing
Fine, but
those.
No, I don't think so.
how would they even get this?
Quote company.
This is right here.
Um,
That goes there somewhere, actually, yeah.
Oh, wait, I think you're missing get rid of the, rid of that exclamation point
go
right there.
ahead of it and then
You
arrow.
have it in yours.
Yeah, that's all right.
And then that one. It didn't make a difference. It's always asking because it says it's expecting. See, it's expecting an expression under the bracket. So where's my bracket? I'm missing.
You have four.
It's like you're missing a quote for some reason. It's thinking there's a quote missing.
See it.
And you don't have anything down further, right?
Because as soon as you get, I mean, this is obviously clearly not, so delete that quote right after delete the quote after the new line. Let's get rid of it, and let's see. And get rid of the new line character also.
My bottom one goes with
Now,
the NS object right at the top
you need to have,
in the class.
it's not looking at, it's not
The
considering that.
second
opening.
one goes to get yeah, from backwards.
Do you have a comma in there or anything after this? You have a space though, right? I'll give this a
Oh, the
space.
space, yeah, that could possibly be it.
There. No. So it's not all in one line. So self.geopost.text.
Well, now you don't have now we took away the
I
closing, put a closing quote at the end of all that. It's right there.
My third one should
No,
be.
well, yeah, okay, now it's right. I think it was because you didn't have a space.
Should go to the text, right?
Yep.
Goes
That was it. Here.
How do you not have a space? It's in the next line.
So
Apple's killing me, Sean.
I don't know how it got it on the next line. Somehow it
I
did.
entered it to match yours. I must have entered.
Yeah, I know. Mine's just wrapping. I don't actually have a new line in there. You know.
So
it's
that's
just-
what it was, is because I hit enter
Yeah.
instead of space? Seriously?
Yeah.
That's touching.
It didn't consider that a space.
An enter is not a space, no.
Right.
So I'm just kind of looking at.
Wow. Okay, sorry. Craziness.
Did Isaiah's get fixed?
Not yet, we're working on it. Did you add the do in there?
The project click.
I don't think you added the do in there. Where's that? Do with a bracket and then it should fix your problem. And then you're gonna need to put it on
So I've got now 2 Swift files, and it all worked, and including the page turn. So my question now is back to this. So in the horizontal stack, can I actually, do you want me to call an image? Because I've got the images in a variable, so it doesn't matter how I call it.
Yeah, you just say image view, whichever dot image.
Right.
Yeah, equals your yeah.
Do I have to do it as a for loop though for all the images in the bottom one?
You don't really have to. I mean,
Would it work just to put image view dot whatever it's called?
yeah, you can do it that way.
In the pivot mode? Really?
What ended up being your problem in
It didn't like the enter, it had to actually get space.
Didn't like the what?
I hit enter and not space.
He had, where it says title up here, there was no space between.
I
the
hit
paren-
enter, so I went to the next line.
He hit new line, which it didn't interpret that as a space. So this was all, it would have been like this. So then when you do that, it doesn't like it because, although it seems to be fine with it right now, but
It didn't like it because I had an entrance in the space. I mean, literally, he's bad.
Interesting.
No, it's not.
all right. So I have yet to see
You
if.
put an exclamation point in somewhere before.
I put these exclamation points in here after the company and the title, because otherwise if you don't have those, it'll print off the word optional in your text and it looks stupid.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna run it. I'm not even gonna put a breakpoint, I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind here. All right, so what do you want? Finding Dory? Company, no idea.
Disney.
Yeah, you're right. Year was what, 2016 or was that 2017?
It was 2016.
Ellen DeGeneres? I don't know how she spells it. Alright, so save. I do have breakpoints still in there, but
It just added it twice, because I had saved twice, but it didn't do anything.
yeah, I'm not getting the. Doesn't appear as though I got the notification. Interesting. So let's see here with Postman. So it did enter it into the database. For some reason, though, it did not do our notification.
If I have it twice, should I go in and delete?
Yeah, you can go ahead and delete it. Self-type movie dictionary equals movies. Set this name, raw value, data received.
And then do we have to change our starting index again, so it doesn't?
I'm guessing I may have actually had an error in here. Maybe that's why. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a breakpoint in here this time and we can run it again. Well, I'm just going to keep running it. And see what happens, why that did not succeed. That's another good movie. Came out. Oh, okay. Furious.
Isn't it the?
I don't care. Let's see. Company, we'll say 20th century.
Have you ever seen Robin Hood Men in Tights?
No, I did not.
They fox people. They put a note on a fox and said, I was waiting for a reply from Adam. No,
I'm not paying attention
I
to
get
what you're saying.
absolutely nothing.
Nope. Adam is engrossed.
What are we talking? How much did I-
That's gonna sound good on the video too. Yeah.
Did your project work?
Yes, the rest of it works except for. Not a word from question mark. Oh, that's not okay.
Oh, I know why it doesn't work. God, I'm a total idiot.
Taking your name here.
So the reason why our notification center thing is not working is because we never tell the task to resume. So we have the catch handler here. Right here we should have task dot resume. That's why. It's like, why is this not getting into the handler? All right. Except now I'm going to have to stop it,
Oh my god.
and I'm going to have to reset my variable.
I did that
The request was denied.
Your request for what?
To open edu.mstc.postmaster.
edu.mstc dot what?
Postmaster.
Oh, your simulator might be busy.
I have an unexpected error, something was nil.
Here's one you might know, Glenn. Since you're into obtuse movies and stuff like that.
I have never seen that one. I know who Hercules is, this is my brother.
Your twin brother?
Oh my god.
Yes.
His brother from another mother, basically.
This was Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movie.
Hercules in New York.
Yep.
It's gonna break.
Says currently installing or uninstalling.
Mine broke on the self.tv posts.text append company, that line that we had so much fun with.
Uh-huh. All right, let me see. I'm going to print my response JSON. All right. Huh. However, okay, it's in the political post. All right, so we're still good. I want to stop at the notification center. All right. So I think I have a breakpoint in my view controller. No, I don't.
This is worse.
It started. Starting to crack, man.
That's where it broke on mine.
You might have a capitalization issue.
Of course not.
All right, so that's what it should look like. Is you have your all nicely lined up like that.
Please?
Mine started, hold everything.
Yeah, usually when you have an error, it crashes. That's because you're trying to access a property that's not there.
Oh, forgot to call it.
Either that or movie dictionaries does not have anything in it. So if you put a breakpoint there, you can stop and see what these values are and see what might possibly be wrong. What's wrong, Adam?
Nothing.
Sounds like you're having fun.
No.
Mine broke again. So you're thinking that possibly, how do I find out if my title is supposed to be uppercase or lowercase?
You can just go to your JSON, your postman, and just do a get, and it'll look. I mean, this is the exact format that's being returned, so it should.
That's good, so what do I got wrong in that line?
So you're using company and title.
Correct.
Then possibly did you not set your movie dictionaries variable back in the postman? So it may be trying to access something that's nil.
Where is the,
So if you go back into your postman.swift, here you get the movies back and then you set self.movie dictionary is equal to that. If you're missing that line, it would be,
No, I've got,
alright.
and I've got, go to your movie dictionaries,
I don't understand.
right above the get movie.
Okay.
I just wanna double check. Cause that's where I had it equaling something if you go up
Mm-hmm.
to where the variable is.
The movie dictionaries.
Yeah, right there.
Mhm.
See, I had that equaling an empty array before, and that was what was giving me problems, but that's what I've got now is the question mark. That looks right.
Yeah, even if you had the empty array, it should still be okay. I don't think that's the issue. So you set that. So what I would do you have a breakpoint in your view controller?
I can put one there.
Yeah, I would put a breakpoint in there and then run it and
Oh,
put the breakpoint right above the for loop and then just check your variables to see, make sure everything is valid.
are we doing Labiat today then too?
Yeah, we're pretty much done at this point.
Gets into this, I just don't.
In fact, I think I'm going to stop recording.
Okay,